Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Juan Carlos Brando, and it's for me a pleasure one more time to have the attorney Margaret W. Wong joining us for today's show. And we have missed Miss Wong for some Thursdays because she's always traveling, but today she is in the headquarters. As every Wednesday, she's at the headquarters office. Today, Thursday, she's at the headquarters, and that's why we have her, which is awesome. And I love having Miss Wong on Thursday because she expresses herself and her thoughts very efficiently in English, and also when we have the translation into Spanish, everything works very well. But the attorney Margaret W. Wong has a lot of knowledge. She has been working for 46 years on this field, and she has never worked in any other branches of the law. And she has been very influent in the decisions at some Supreme Courts, especially like Ohio Supreme Court. She got to meet President Obama. She got to meet President Biden. She also got to meet Miss Hillary Clinton and some other very important people in the politics of the United States. Also, Condoleezza Rice, I saw the picture with her. And right now we have the attorney Margaret W. Wong with us talking about the immigration law. So let's welcome attorney Margaret W. Wong. Thank you so much for having us today. How are you doing?
I'm very good, Mr. Juan Carlos.
And Ms. Wong, yeah, it's been a long time that you have been working on this field. And we know you've seen many changes in the immigration. But is this a good time or is a bad time for immigration in the United States based on what you have seen for over 46 years?
I think, like someone once said, it's the best of times, it's the worst of times. The best of times is because after 9/11, nothing changed because of the fight between Congress and Senate. So I was just telling my clients, because of Tennessee, there's a new law coming in on July 1st. Everybody have to report anybody who have no papers to ICE. So it's just a very bad time for people.
Same as Georgia.
Yes. It's really bad. So now everybody's scared. So the best of times is President Biden changed the work permit for C-10 from 1 year to 5 years, C-14 from 1 year under Trump, or 0 under Trump, under Obama's 1 year, if we got approved, to now absolutely 4 years, and it's very fast. So these are things that's the best of times, because years ago, work permit was not that important because people don't ask for work permit when they look for a job. So now that's changed. But as far as the worst of times, green cards are getting harder and harder. Even if you won 42B, the 10-year cancellation that President Biden himself talked on the public, that I didn't know if he talked about it until a client emailed me. There's only 4,000 numbers. So there was a time when we win one, we get the green card the second day. Now you have to wait 3 or 4 years. So I get calls every 6 months. Where's my green card? Where's my green card? Why do I have to file for extension when I got the green card? That's another reason Biden also gave us 5 years. Those are C-10 work permit. Another reason for best of times is because of the family reunification, the parole, the TPS, the DED from Hong Kong, TPS from like Venezuela, which didn't give normal immigrants a good reputation. People are getting paroled, and so those are legal entries. So one day, if they marry an American citizen, they'll get a green card. Worst of times is, in the meantime, DACA got canceled for those of people who got, for example, criminal records, had DACA, stopped applying until we vacate the criminal records. There's no more DACA. If you expire your DACA within a year and did not do an extension, no more. Then DACA parole came back, so it's the best of times, but If Trump win, no more DACA parole. So these are things that I hope the American public understands, because people thought, oh, Trump is good for economics. Don't. And I actually have a lot of clients who tell me, oh, just don't listen to him, but vote for him because he's good for economy. But I don't necessarily think running a country is about economics. It's really about justice, about fairness, about making you yourself the best in the world when it comes to morality, character, like how we won the Second World War. Good people win, in spite of what the Japanese did. And people don't remember the First World War, how cruel people were. The Turkish war, now the Middle East war. Regardless of who supports who, wars are damaging, wars are cruel, wars are death. Even my own father, who was raised at that time, one time I asked him, I said, well, we should be anti-communist because he's a big time publisher on anti-communism. But he said, have you ever tried to kill someone and that person plead for his life? And have you ever used a gun? So at that time, I didn't understand. I was very young. Now looking back, I know exactly what he's saying. He said, if you saw someone die, if you saw someone plead for his life and your boss wants you to kill him, you would never, never, never want war. You would never have capital punishment. And I didn't understand that. Now I do. So these are as I said, the best of times and the worst of times. So on the other hand, my advice is please be patient. I'm sure good things will come back. We need the southern border to be closed. That's what people also misunderstood. They think, oh, we're opening borders. Absolutely, immigration lawyers like us, we don't want the border to be open. On the other hand, if people have legitimate claims for fear, forget about the word asylum. Asylum itself is a very politically situated word. But anytime there is real fear, America is still the best country in the world. But people who are here, we need to file tax return. We need to not commit crimes. We need to be not stupid, So to earn the respect, because I know what you're saying, we should welcome the people that's here. But of course, sometimes we don't feel welcome, but there's always discrimination there, but we need to overcome it. I'm sorry, I just talked too much.
I appreciate that, Ms. Wong, but there's something I understand that when you have invited me to your house and I've been able to stay there for a couple of times, I know you have some rules. No, it's like if I go visit your house, I know I need to respect your rules. I need to keep it clean, keep it tidy. At least the spaces that I am walking around. And even though you could have, let's say, you could have money or you could have someone who cleans the house, you don't want me to go to your house and mess it up. Because you have some things that are valuable. And what is most valuable in your house is your peace. It's like you want to have peace of mind. You want to be peaceful at your house, and you don't need someone to go and trouble you at your house. So that's what most people say, that not many people are against immigration or immigrants, but when immigrants come like you, when immigrants come like people very honest, hardworking people getting prepared for living in this United States country and making a living honestly, then we want that people here. But if you come here and you want the government to give you a house, to give you a shelter, to give you food, and you don't want to work, you don't want to do nothing, it's like having reckless people come in, and we don't want that. That's what we need to put in the understanding. It's not that we don't want people to come. It's just that we want that the people that are going to come here come to live in an honest way, and that's what we don't need to misunderstand about the immigration in this country. So thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for sharing your thoughts. We have a few questions that are coming in already. So I'm going to start with this first one. It says, "Hi, I am U.S. citizen born. My mom lives in the Philippines. She wants to come visit me. My father is in California, but when he tried to divorce from her, she didn't get any paperwork. And since married in the Philippines and there is the divorce at the Philippines is not legal, when she files for her B1, B2 visitor visa, what does she need to put on the marital status?
Right.
Because in the US they are divorced, but in the Philippines they are still
Right.
married because it's illegal to divorce.
Let me explain this question because I've been doing Filipino cases forever and ever. Philippines is a very, very, very Catholic country. Aside from Mexico, Philippines probably one of the most, if not the most Catholic country in the world. So there was no divorce. It's just like Ireland. There was no divorce. There's no abortion until probably only a few years ago. That's why you have all these problems with, priest abuse and stuff. Philippines is huge. Now, you are number one, you're American citizen. I presume you can visit your mom. Your mom, I know, because in Philippines, nobody have a child without getting married. But if your father already divorced her, you are filing American papers. So even though in Philippines she's considered marriage, but in the so if she applies for a tourist visa, she should fill in the DS 160. 160 on the form, she should say divorce. So I know another question you have is who is in America? So should we say dad, a husband, and child, or should we just say child? So in this case, since she's divorced, she can just say child if she's divorced. If she's not divorced, don't worry about it. Now, the second thing is if you are a citizen, and I don't know if on the how you got your citizen, I don't know if you got your green card through water court, then you cannot sponsor your mother, or if you were adopted, so you cannot sponsor your mother, or you use marriage, then you can sponsor your mother. So if you could sponsor your mother on the I-130, if she's divorced, say divorce, because you're filling out American paperwork, you're not dealing with Philippines law. But on the DS-260, even if your mother was never married or was divorced, it's okay to have a legitimate child or illegitimate child, because there was a time, even though the mother is not married, they say they're married, because in Philippines, you cannot have an illegitimate child. If not, you have to go to those, homes and the nurses and the nuns. I mean, they adopt babies. It's just a horrid thing. So don't be afraid. If you do the DS 160, if she's divorced, say divorce. If she's not divorced, don't worry about it. If you sponsor the mother, so you do the DS 260, if same thing, it depends on how you got your green card before you became a citizen. I would not worry about, just tell them the truth, because Philippines, the American embassy totally understand the issue.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And well, I hope it's a good answer for this person. So, um, if you have any other question, please give us a call. The phone number is 216 279 3984. 216 279 3984. Next question is, good morning. It's been more than 9 months since I applied for TPS re-registration from Nepal. Can we
9
apply
months
for
is,
inquiry?
yeah, the question is, can I fast processing? Go to the uscis.gov. They have processing times now, but look under special countries. Nepal TPS, you may be able to push it, but I would not, because you can use a receipt. But if you, so the way to do it is do 2 times USCIS pushing and then go to ombudsman. I really like the current ombudsman. We use them a lot and they're very efficient. But sometimes if it's not within processing time, you could not even do an inquiry. So I would go to USCIS. If they allow you to do the inquiry, do the inquiry. If not, if there's special requirements, go to the congressional office. They're very efficient on Nepal TPS. Any TPS, they're very efficient. So I won't worry about it. But if there's special needs, go use the ombudsman and the congressional. If not, just wait.
Thank you very much, Ms. Wong. And don't forget, the phone number is 216 279 3984. 216 279 3984. Next question is, hi, Mrs. Wong. My son is a very good soccer player. We entered in the United States 8 years ago. He is still under 18. A good man wants to help him with his soccer career, and he said he's willing to do anything to help him. Is there a way we can help us, that this gentleman can help our son
Where is
to have no papers?
Carazo? Mr. Juan Carlos, you may know where's Carazo. Is that in?
Curacao is one Caribbean island
Oh,
that
okay, okay.
belongs to Netherlands.
Yeah. Now, if this person wants to adopt your son, which if I were you, I personally don't like adoption law. The adoption have to happen before the age of 16, unless you have a second child. So if the adoption, you're already over 18, so it's too old. Too old. So if you have two children, one is under 18, one is under 16, if that person can adopt both, but because that's also a Hague Convention. I don't know if this country is a Hague Convention country, but he's too old anyway. He's over 18, so adoption is out. If the mother is in America and he's over 18, depends on where you live. Under 18, if the mother abandoned, neglected, or abused him, can always do a dependency action. But I don't know if it's now. On the other hand, though, I won't worry too much. He's a great soccer player. Keep going to those leagues. Keep making him the best he could be, because one day maybe he can do an O visa. Now, in another way, which I don't recommend, if he's that good, maybe he can do an O visa, but he needs to return back to Carazo and come back with an O visa. Normally for kids under 18, if he's that good, a nice American embassy would do it. I personally would not send my son over just because I want an O visa. I want him to get stamped. I would keep him here illegally. So what I would do is, that person is very nice, so maybe have him help. But more than that, make sure your son have a tax ID number, file tax return, just keep becoming the best he could be. And Ohio is a great place for soccer player, because we have a lot of great soccer coach that's staying in Ohio with or without papers. But for now, I don't recommend you to do anything, because he came legally or illegally, is only under 18, and don't even talk to him every day how to get papers. Hopefully Biden will win. DACA may come back, but he may not qualify for DACA because he came after June 15th of 07. For now, I would not do anything. I would just make him the best he could be and get the tax ID number, so at least he can file tax return under you.
Okay, thank
Sorry
you so
about that.
much. Yeah, and well, just trying to find out.
Don't do anything. Make him the best he could be. That's how I did it. I came as a student. I went through junior college. You just have to do what you have to do, to graduate from law school and pass the bar and then go on. You just do what you have to do.
Yeah, that's true. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, for this answer. And don't forget that the attorney Margaret W. Wong has offices in 9 cities of the United States: in Atlanta, Chicago, Cleveland, Columbus, Nashville, New York, and Raleigh, North Carolina. And the phone number is just one. It's 216-279-3984. That's the phone number. You can also check the website imwong.com, and you will see more information about what's going on in the immigration world. Next question, Ms. Wong, is coming from Abraham. He says, "Hi, I am citizen of Guinea. I ran away from political reason. I was in jail 2 times.
Guinea,
First,
that's
administrative."
interesting, because I think there's a problem with Guinea just recently in the news. You're a citizen, you ran away. You didn't say how old you are. You didn't say when you came to America. If you only came to America within 1 year, absolutely file for asylum. I don't know if you came undocumented from the southern border, from a northern border, or with a tourist visa. Definitely file asylum, but you have to explain if you missed the 1 year, why didn't you do it within 1 year? Did you see the police? Of course, probably you didn't, because they're all together on this. You were jailed twice. It's very important. You probably have no proof. Get letters from neighbors and friends and uncles to say you were jailed. I don't know if you took pictures, because most of my clients who came undocumented, they threw out their old cell phone because they don't want the border to see their cell phones. So you probably don't have any more pictures, but get them from your parents, from your friends. get people to write letters because the jail is not going to confirm you were in jail. They're not stupid. You were tortured. I don't know if you have marks. Take pictures every day because the marks go away. On the other hand, you're lucky because you have a dark skin. Dark skin people, marks, we don't go away that easily. So dark skin people, I always tell people, take pictures, because white skin people, the signs go away. So sometimes you couldn't see it. But dark skin people like us, if there's a cut, I also notice you may have a cut on your explain why. Take pictures. I have a lot of clients who have cuts on the head, even surgery, and it's covered by hair. Take it out. There's nothing called ugly in the immigration world. The more ugly, the better. Explain why you were treated. Were your parents? Were they trying to protect you, or did your parents also run away? Do you resettle in another place? Because if they were trying to, why didn't they kill you? These are serious people. They could have killed you. Why didn't they? That's because you were running and stuff like that. So, and also it doesn't hurt to really talk about who you are, because I have a lot of clients just say, oh, I'm scared. You have to explain what's your highest level of education. Why couldn't you finish seventh grade? Why didn't you go to college? America wants people, who are, who may be educated. They just don't want anybody who's like just a laborer to come to them. So prove to them you're not just another silly, boy, or man. Do your CV, put your CV. If you have college education, absolutely tell them. People with college education, why couldn't they get a job? Even though I'm graduated from college, something wrong. Because extreme poverty is not a ground, but extreme and extraordinary economic deprivation is a ground, because there's no building highways, if there's no building, there's no infrastructure in a country. How do they expect transportation? Without transportation, how could they hire people, even if you sell your crops, right? You have a farm, you only can sell in local market. There's no way. That's why China, America, we have so many highway, because they can ship something from California to New York to sell. But in a lot of these smaller countries or Latino countries, there's no highway. In India, until a few years ago, there's no highway. So have these cows. With all these cows blocking road, how can you increase your economy? Simple things like that.
Oh, wow. It's
I'm just
the story in each country is so different. And
yeah.
sometimes it's just heartbreaking, but also we just need to get over that. And I would say we are happy that you were able to escape from the crisis, but now you have to do the good things and get ready to live a good living in the country that you are at. I don't know if you made it to the United States, but if you are here, just try to do the good things. And as I will take these words from Ms. Wong, but don't do anything stupid. that's the best advice that we can get when we make it to this country. Pella says, hi, Ms. Wong and team. Thank you so much for this greeting. I don't know if you have a question, but if you have it, we will have chance for one more question after this one. So please write it down and send it to us. Hi, Mrs. Wong. I got my green card through asylum. My wife filed as the principal. She passed away and I got my green card after her passing. I have my dad in my country and I would like to go see him as he's very old and sick. I am 62. My dad is 86. I want to travel before he could die. Would it be a problem for me to return in the United States?
100% travel. You already got the green card. Immigration is not stupid. Once in a while they make a mistake. Now, your wife filed as a principal. You may want to check your old 589, the paperwork that your wife filed. I presume your name is listed on page 2, because on page 2 on the top, they say if you're not married, but you are married. So that place is blank. So on the form, if they say, I'm sure your name is there. That's how you got the green. The promise on the below that, they say, do you include this person in your filing? Normally, most lawyers would have said yes, and I'm a lawyer. I would have said yes. As long as the word yes in there, don't worry that she died, because you independently won the case. As long as the word yes is on page 2 and your name is correctly spelled, which you are, and you have a marriage certificate. But for now, absolutely travel. The only way they may give you a hard time is when you apply for citizen. They say, oh, how did you get the green card? Because your wife died. But I think your wife did say yes on there, or any lawyer would have said yes. So if I were you, I won't worry. Unless you marry her after she got the final grant and on the 589 your name is not there, then she probably would have do a 7. It doesn't matter because you can still do a non-proton asylum. I could help you. Go travel. For now, you already got it. Don't be stupid. I have some clients who actually went back to immigration and say, oh, she have died. What do I do? I mean, that's silly. But for now, I won't worry. Just go. Check the 589 if you want to. If I were you, I won't win trouble. I'm pretty sure you're okay. Because if not, we can win a non-proton. I don't think you need it.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. Yeah, that's tough because sometimes we don't know if it's right that we could go back, and since we are not the principal in the case, so it's like they were trying to chase the other person, not me, but I am part of the beneficiaries. So it's kind of tricky, and we always hope that we find a good custom officer at the border or at the airport that we are going to land here in the United States. Okay, Ms. Wong, our time is up. So thank you so much for having me here today and for answering all of the questions. I'll see you next week on Wednesday in the Spanish channel on Facebook and on Thursday for the English channel.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We have one question that just came in. You want to do it?
Yes.
Okay. Hello, Ms. Margaret. Hope you are doing well. We filed the U visa in April 2022, biometric done November 2022. My husband received bona fide work permit December 2023, but I am waiting for my work permit.
Your work permit should come because I hope if he's the primary, you are the beneficiary, he already got it, you will get it, because especially if he's the beneficiary, you'll really get it. So I think it's a matter of, if not, go to the USCIS.gov, put in 2 complaints, and then go to ombudsman. In 1 month, you'll get it, number 1. Number 2 is because you only filed the U visa in April 2022. Right now, they're still on January 2017, so it'll take another quite a few years. For now, get the C14, which is 4 years. And hopefully you get it before Biden comes in. But I don't think Trump could change it until, even if he wins after 2 years, because normally it's after midterm they start changing. I think you'll be okay. And congratulations.
Okay, thank you very much, Ms. Wong. One more question. My brother has an H-2A visa and wants a tourist visa. Can he have 2 visas at the same time?
Yes. The question is, can he change his status to a tourist visa in America? The answer is yes, but it may be better that maybe he goes out and then get a tourist visa and come back and forth, because if you get it, you get a 10-year tourist visa. If you do a change of status here, it's only good for 6 months. Then what do you do after 6 months? But yes, you can have 2 visas at a time.
Perfect. For more information, just give us a call. The phone number is 216-279-3984, 216-279-3984. Thank you so much, Ms. Wong, and see you next time.
Thank you.
And don't forget the phone number, 216-279-3984. Set your appointment with the attorney, Margaret W. Wong.